What's up, YouTube? This is Big Mike Soul. All right, this is my third attempt, and I think this one will be successful. I'm confident this one will be successful. I tried to make a video last Monday, President's Day, about this topic, which would have been more appropriate. But my laptop pretty much disintegrated in my own hands. So I had to wait and get another one. And I tried to upload a video yesterday, but when I finished uploading, I saw that the audio from my microphone wasn't working. Something was wrong with the microphone, so I had to figure out a problem to fix that. But now everything should be straight. The topic of this video was pretty much similar topics, but it's different questions. The first question I have toward you guys, my subscribers, is: do you think, as of right now, February 23rd, 2014, do you think that LeBron James warrants a spot on the Mount Rushmore of the NBA, the top 4 players in NBA history as of right now? In my personal opinion, I don't want to influence anybody else's, but my personal opinion is I don't think he's done enough as of right now. But I'd be lying if I said he's not scratching. He's not climbing. He's not up. He's getting up there, I think, at least. My other question would be: do you think that by the time his career is over, do you think that LeBron James would be on the NBA Mount Rushmore? And my opinion on that would be yes. By the time his career is over, he will be on the Mount Rushmore of the NBA. All right. My third question would be: who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore right now? All right. Me personally, I would have Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and the 4th spot is a little tricky. I could go with like the top 4 guys, I think, in basketball history, which would put the number 4 slot at Magic Johnson. But you could put Julius Erving. If you're talking about impact and innovation on the game. Influence on the game, I should say. And could put a guy like Bill Russell. Just the overall impact he had in basketball when he played. This was 25, 30 years ago. Some people might even think about a guy like Elgin Baylor. It's kind of debatable who you would put up there. My last question would be: who would be on your Mount Rushmore of sports? With 4 major sports, the 4 major sports being football, basketball, boxing, and baseball. As far as basketball, I would have Michael Jordan representing the NBA, representing basketball. Boxing, I can understand someone put Muhammad Ali up there, and I have no issues with that whatsoever. I would go with Sugar Ray Robinson, but I have no problem with someone put a guy like Muhammad Ali up there. When it comes to football and baseball, I'm a little bit torn. I kind of want to go with like those old playoff commercials with the NBA where they had like half the face would be Kobe, half the face would be LeBron, or something like that, or half the face would be Bird, half the face would be Magic. Well, when it comes to baseball, half the face would be Babe Ruth, the other half would be Willie Mays, or something like that. If I had to be pressed to pick one particular athlete, it would probably be Willie Mays, because as dominant statistically as Babe Ruth was, you have to hold against him, even though people say, well, it's not his fault. I understand that, but you have to take into account that he played when baseball was segregated. And you have to wonder how he would have done in an integrated league. I'm sure he still would have been a great player, but would he have been quite as singularly dominant as he was? Football, I would have to do the same premise. Half the face would be Jerry Rice, and maybe half the face would be Walter Payton. I can even understand a guy like Jim Brown being up there, especially with cultural impact outside of the sport. If I had to pick one guy, that's really tough. Statistically, you would go with Jerry Rice, but as far as impact, as far as inspirational, the inspiration he was to the fans and inspiration to many guys to get into football, particularly smaller guys who've been told they were too small to make it, and they proved other people wrong. Guy like Walter Payton. And speaking of people who've been inspired by Walter Payton, while I love Emmitt Smith, I have all respect for him. I think Stephen A. Smith is insane for saying that he would put Emmitt Smith and his on his football Mount Rushmore representing running backs. I mean, that's that guy's opinion, but he said you go by the numbers and championships. I mean, numbers are not always the be all tell all. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, well, teenager, and I noticed that after that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, all those guys retired around 1995, 1996. I noticed that Emmitt Smith's numbers never were quite the same afterward. And the token excuse for this was, well, Emmitt Smith is starting to wear down. Emmitt Smith is starting to show his age. And I'm like, how? How? He was only, 27 years old? And he wasn't a back that had been worn down. I mean, you put a guy like Barry Sanders and Walter Payton behind that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, arguably the greatest offensive line ever in professional football. You put Walter Payton behind that line, you don't think he's going to obliterate Eric Dickerson's record? Walter Payton ran for, 1,800 and, I don't know if it's the right number, it pops in my mind, 1,852 rushing yards in the 70s with a shitty offensive line. Absolutely shitty. Come on, man. But anyway, these are my questions to you guys. Started for a little tangent I went on at the end. What do you guys think? Peace.